on tokens today, we should vote on EJ's haircut. That would probably be the smartest thing to do. I mean, if I were looking for suggestions about my my style, I guess. All I know is that if somebody doesn't like my haircut, you're really not going to like the fact I'm wearing an NFL jersey for the Detroit Lions today in support of Matthew Stafford because he's going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh.
That's all I got to say. So,
yeah, I don't really have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, I'm a Matthew Stafford and Xander Schauffele. If anybody watches golf, those are the two I'm rooting for today. So I already started recording, but happy Super Bowl Sunday, everybody! Let's go, Matthew Stafford. My name is EJ, EverReflect team lead with the one, the only H unit. Thank you for joining us today with EverBaby.
Yep. Yeah, she's in the background. She got her EverBaby onesie on today, so I'll have to grab her before we're done.
Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. So a couple of things that we're going to cover today. First and foremost, we've been having a couple of conversations with platforms to allow staking, farming, et cetera, et cetera. Those two platforms, the first would be Brew Labs. If anybody's familiar with that, MetaBUSD uses Brew Labs for their staking purposes. And the second is actually another group of devs, DGEM, DEGEM. If you guys have joined us on Monday nights, they're the ones that host the open mic night. We our community actually voted, and we won a banner ad on their exchange. We've become very, very close with their dev team, and we're most likely going to partner on some other projects. They're going to help us out with the BSC chart coming, but that's going to be later. And we actually have a AMA set up with them for the 28th of this month. So the entire dev team from DGEM will be here in-house as well to speak with us. But the first one will be Brew Labs. So a quick overview in regards to staking. So staking for tokens works in the most simplistic way. This is how it's kind of set up. So the team or the token, the dev owners, the contract owner will allocate a certain amount of tokens, and those and all 10 of us put in our 1 million. At the end of, say, the 30 days or the end of the 90 days, everybody will get an annual percentage rate return for, in essence, staking or locking those tokens. Now, at the end of that, basically 30 days, you would get 10% interest or return for those tokens you stake. So if we all put in 1 million, at the end of 30 days, everybody, all things equal, everybody else would get 100,000 tokens at the end. That's the simplistic, most easiest breakdown of the way staking works. Now you can also get into dynamic staking, and you can also get into yield farming for liquidity, which would also be pairing those tokens with liquidity pairs. But we're just going to keep this the most simplistic to begin with. So if everybody understands that's the concept of staking, basically if you're a holder, for like the example says, if you have, say, 1 million tokens, there's 1 million tokens in the staking pool, and 10 people put in their 1 million tokens, everybody gets a 10% return after the 30 days. Now, historically, because we're still in this new wave, I guess you could say, of tokens being reward tokens and reflection tokens, especially these with the USD. Most contracts for staking have never allowed for a token that has rewards to also get the reward while they're staking. So in essence, in the past, if you were to take another reflection token and you were to stake it, during that staking period, the staking pool is basically removed from dividends or removed from rewards. So nobody would be able to claim their reward. This process has taken a little bit longer for new contracts to be developed. And that's why we've partnered with both of these other platforms to be able to introduce staking for EverReflect. Both of them allow for contracts that will still let those holders that stake their EverRef tokens to receive not only the APR from the EverReflect tokens that are in the staking pool, but they will also be able to receive their rewards, which is the biggest thing. You know, most people end up wanting to have rewards, and obviously the BUSD rewards are something that people don't want to have to give up for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. So that's why these two types of contracts are so critical, not only for the industry across the board, but very, very critical for all EverRef holders. So with that being said, we are going to introduce and propose something today to the community. I've explained what we have been doing with our delayed dev burn tokens. Every week we burn between 5 and 10 trillion tokens. Last week we burned 10 trillion tokens. Luckily, I was able to go into a long explanation in regards to what that does for the liquidity pool staying the same, but secondly, how it lowers the market cap, meaning that ratio of liquidity pool backing up the market cap, ours is right in that 10 to 11% range, which is very, very solid, very high, meaning that when there's trading going on, the price impact isn't nearly as much to our chart as it would be for another token that's, say, in the 4, 5, 6% range of liquidity pool backing up market cap. Some people thought that it would affect the price. So with that being said, some people have been wondering, are there other options that we could look at for some of those delayed dev burn tokens? I was very, very hesitant, but after speaking with a number of the board members and a number of the people in the community, we are going to open this conversation up for a vote from now until Thursday. So from now until Thursday, there's going to be a community vote that's going on. That community vote will have 3 categories. On Thursday, 10 trillion tokens of EverRef unlocked from Pink Lock. So obviously every week previous to this, we would just take those and send them to the dead wallet. That those tokens are removed from circulation forever, but we want to open this up as a community-wide discussion and a community-wide vote that, as opposed to, we'll give 3 options, as opposed to burning all 10 trillion, because you need tokens for staking and they will go into those staking pools, we are going to give the option of burn all 10 trillion and everybody can vote, burn 5 trillion, stake 5 trillion, or stake all 10 trillion. This will be taking place from now until Thursday, and everybody will have the opportunity to kind of voice their opinion in Telegram and their thoughts. Are we more excited about burning another 10 trillion tokens, or are we more excited about staking 10 trillion tokens? Now, removing them, burning them takes them out of circulating supply. If we stake them, that basically means that everybody that stakes tokens as an EverRef holder will then be able to earn the annual percentage rate plus the rewards for those tokens that they stake for either the 30, 60, or 90 days. So that would be 10 trillion tokens going into these staking pools. We've said it from the beginning. We want to do everything as transparent as possible, but we also want to do things that are going to be the healthiest and the best for the token. So that is, in essence, the setup and the feedback we're giving back to the community to be like, all right, let's reevaluate this now that we've gone through this burn process. We could take All those tokens subsequent after, we will still have in place for burning. But if you go back to some of the AMAs we had in November and December, we said we were going to have community votes. These community votes are basically giving control back over to the community about those locked tokens. So in this case, this week, for 10 trillion only, the 10 trillion that are unlocking on Thursday, we're going to leave it up to that community vote. That will be started in the Telegram after this AMA. And if there's any questions here today with anybody that's in the group, it could give your thoughts, your opinions, or if you have questions about it. We will have the team from Brew Labs. If the community does approve this, that say it's the 10 trillion that go into the staking pools, we will make sure that we have the team from Brew Labs where our staking pools will be set up. They can discuss all of the security measures. They can discuss all of the options as far as the different types of pools, whether those be standard pools, whether those be dynamic pools where you can stake and then remove early for a percentage, or the yield farming. So with that being said, that'll be the first thing that comes out in the Telegram today. Secondly, we're going to start a promotion that will only run until 6:30 today. As you guys know, I'm a huge sports fan. Definitely, obviously, the entertainment side of things with music is a passion, but I am an advocate of all things sports. So we're going to run another contest, which has absolutely nothing to do with anything but guessing. And that will be the EverReflect 100 billion token Super Bowl contest that I will post that sweep widget after this AMA. The rules are as follows. Guess the final score for the Rams. Guess the final score for the Bengals. Whoever guesses the final score correctly at the end of the game will receive 100 billion tokens. Now, if there's somebody that you can only enter this contest once per email. There are referral links, but it's still going to only allow you to have that one guess. Secondly, if there are ties, which there could be, say the final score is 35-12, and the Rams win because they're going to win, which would be a pretty good blowout, I'd say, 13, 23 points, somewhere in that range. I don't think they'll win by more than 2 touchdowns, but definitely more than 1 touchdown, as I digress. That final score, if there's a tie, we will split up those 100 billion. But we want to, through this whole process, I get that people are nervous watching the price chart a little bit too much. With this, we've been trying to give back to the community as much as possible. We are completely confident where we stand as far as the token, the stability of the token, and the long-term utilization of this token. The NFT platforms are being worked on as we speak. The BSC chart is being worked on as we speak. And then also offering this opportunity for the community to decide if we should do staking, just another utility that people can be able to take advantage of and get rewarded basically for being a holder. Or, for example, even if you have decided to lessen your bag, this might give you another incentive to jump back in, receive some staking pool rewards, and then also receive your rewards as you normally would if you were just holding. So there is a third contest that will be expiring tonight. I don't know if EP, you were able to join in here. Hey, Educated, did you want to pop in really quick and have any kind of announcements or final updates in regards to where the big buy contest is going? I believe that we saw a 14 BNB buy come in this morning, which he is the promo genius. So I don't want to steal any of his glory, but I'm assuming that that's pretty close to the biggest buy thus far.
14 BNB is the biggest buy currently, and hopefully that will be topped later on today. Interesting enough, the contest will end just before the Super Bowl, just after the Super Bowl begins. So we have all these overlapping contests.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it ends at 4:00 my time. Well, it ends. Super Bowl begins at around 11:30 p.m. UTC. So we got all these overlapping contests. So yeah, 14 BNB is the current leader of the biggest buy contest.
Yeah. And so in essence, why don't you state the rules one more time for that biggest buy contest and what is involved and what the reward is?
We're just looking strictly at the number of B&B, the highest B&B buy that we get for the EverReflect tokens. You will get back your tax tokens, the 17% tax tokens, airdrop back to you.
Right. So basically, we'll look at the transaction, whatever we see on BSE scan. For simplistic numbers, if you bought 1,000 and 170 were taken out for tax, we will airdrop from the contract address dev wallet, basically those 170 tokens or whatever percentage that'll be. If it was a trillion, it'll be about 170 billion tokens that'll be airdropped into your wallet for the biggest buy. So,
well, interestingly enough, the guy, the person that bought the 14 B&B got 1.2 trillion tokens, and 200 billion of that was tax. So, if this ends up being the biggest buy, that person receives 205 billion tokens.
Right.
205 billion tokens.
Right. So there had been some, some people have been asking, okay, so can we have something where every buy-in that the tax is reduced? So we're not doing it across the board, but if you are the biggest buy, then we will give you back your taxed tokens today, and that promotion ends this evening as well. So.
Yeah. I mean, we got all these things going on. I mean, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Giving back.
Right. And we will. I mean, there's been some discussion about people like, oh, you guys aren't necessarily as active or you're not here. We're here. We are. I will guarantee you, I pretty much am on the phone. I may not be in Telegram all day like I was able to prior to launch, but that's a fortunate benefit of now being live. We get much more interaction, much more conversations with other people noticing the project. We still have a massive YouTube campaign that's going on. I explained this last AMA. So basically, we have 12 to 20 videos that are YouTube content, EverReflect related, that are always running in the background. That will be pop-ups in between videos, in between SafeMoon, EGC type videos, and we put in anywhere from $300 to $500 a day, spending on that rotation of those YouTube videos. So we've utilized the mobile trades videos. We have the crypto maniac. We have the dirty Mike videos, and then the content and copy that we have from our AMAs and from our videos. And so the way algorithms work with YouTube is that some of those will take off. You have to build up that platform a little bit. So we would start off with 1 or 2 videos. YouTube might reject the first one, but then the next 2 or 3 will actually fly. Then as you start growing this, you increase it by a few more videos, you up the price, and say you have 10 videos running and they're all running at, say, $20 a day. The interesting part is that you will find some that just seem to fly according to Google's algorithms on YouTube. The first one for the first week happened to be one of the AMAs that H-Unit and I did on January 23rd. A couple days later, it was our Trust Wallet video of showing how to add the custom token and then also to trade EVRF with BNB on Flu's trade. So that one's kind of flying high now. Those algorithms bounce back and forth where we're always running those videos and always doing ad spend specifically on YouTube. We also have that dedicated press release campaign that I speak very highly of, and a lot of people won't always see what press releases are out. But if you Google it, you will see that we have thousands of press releases that are put out consistently on Yahoo Finance, on Asia One, on Market Watch. All of those help our SEO. And that is a critical part, because everything in this world, whether we want to admit it or not, kind of operate with the major conglomerates, those being Google, those being Facebook, those being some of the larger social media spaces. And so we're going to keep pushing out strategically specific amounts, whether it be $20 per ad, $100 per ad, or consistently just spending money every day on those platforms to build up that SEO, to build up the content, and to really be able to consistently keep getting that EverReflect name high up on that chart when it comes to search algorithms, which in the long run will end up helping all of our SEO for all of our websites, for all of our socials. The other aspect that I wanted to talk about was the stuff that we're doing in-house for this community is because we want to keep fostering those friendships and those relationships. That's a critical part of when we started in November, running through December and into January when we had our launch. That takes everybody's, enthusiasm to really build rapport and to build real friendships. If you happen to get a chance to listen to the AMA that we had with Tango Tuesday last week in their Discord, that's the core. That's the foundation of what we're living on. Now, once again, thank you to Tango Discord and all their tier 2 subscribers for letting us basically to utilize their intellectual property and put it out to our community. But that's what this is based on. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be ups and downs. The chart will, if you're watching the chart every day, it's probably going to be frustrating. But if you're watching any chart every day, it's probably frustrating. I don't care if it's another reflection token. I don't care if it's Dogecoin. I don't care if it's Bitcoin. If that's all that people are paying attention to, you're focused on the wrong thing. And so having a heart-to-heart with this community, we have to focus on new wallets, new holders, but more importantly, the long-term vision of what we're currently doing. So even like something today with the Super Bowl promotion, there's no regulations as far as you have to be an EverReflect holder to be able to enter this contest. If we have fun and exciting things for the community and you feel like it's of a benefit for you and it's an incentive for you to even enjoy or to invite new friends, family, the whole bit, that's what we're asking. This is going to be a consistent process, everyone. This is going to be hard work day in and day out. And as I've said, we started this in November. It's only the middle of February. There's no way in heck we would have done all that work leading up to this to throw in the towel. The options for version 2 aren't coming. The token's better today than it was at launch. There's less circulating supply, and the tax is 17%. A 15% BUSD reward, 1% marketing, 1% liquidity pool. It's the most solid reward BUSD reflection token being traded on PancakeSwap this very moment. What does it need? We need holders, we need volume, we need positive community to help spread basically the word of EverReflect. So I get it might take some time for people to come back around. Maybe some people are still kind of like, I don't know, EJ has fussy hair and he wears jerseys. I'm not really sure I'm in. That's okay. That's completely fine. Take your time. We will still be here. And we will always be here working for the holders in the background. Now, I've said it before, because we're legit, because we're a transparent team, if you find another transparent team, also support them. All the FUD that comes up only hurts you as a holder, because now other people see that community and they're like, well, it's so negative. They're not talking about puppy backpacks anymore. They're talking about how somebody got hurt at launch. Like, let's not live in the residual past. Let's live in the future. Let's promote the next event. Let's promote the next big thing that's coming out. If you're excited about the Super Bowl, promote that. If you're excited about staking, promote that. If you're excited about the big buy promotion that EP is running, support that. If you're just excited about NFT tickets coming in the future because of the fact that live entertainment's important to you and you have a $25,000 ticket to go see Elton John at Dodger Stadium, which some people do, support that. Support legitimate teams. This Unite DeFi roundtable that we're having on Tuesday will be huge. It will be massive. the number of influencers and the number of other teams that are collectively, I'm humbled and honored that Chris from MetaBUSD even invited me to be one of the speakers, because this is BSE that we need. And these are the projects, these are the teams, these are the influencers that collectively as a core are going to basically align, not align powers per se, but we want to align communities. We want to align focus. We want to align knowledge. And the education is something that will grow continually. This only dies if you give up. There's no giving up. Like, this is something that we will continue to pursue day in and day out. You can see the team members that are still active. With any business, some people will come and go. I'm not going anywhere. Frederick is not going anywhere. B is not going anywhere. H unit is not going anywhere. Stu is definitely not going anywhere. Like, the team, the core is solid. That is one thing that I will say, even through adversity, this team does not hesitate to take it on and address it head on, because we know that there's another hill to climb, that whatever lies on the other side of that hill is going to be glorious. It really, truly will, because that's how these operations and how businesses work. I was kind of talking to my brother about this the other day, like, even the idea of, we're a legit business. So, we're small. We're not Apple size, but nobody would go into an Apple chat room and be like, hey, I want to buy iPhone 15 and complain that iPhone 15 is not coming out till October, because they already know. It took years for Apple to get to that point of consistent interaction, consistent marketing, and consistent development of their products. And we're nowhere near that. So I'm just telling you right now, we're in that beginning stages of showing the community, proving that trust, and building that consistency of work ethic and integrity over and over, because that's what it's going to take. And it does take time. There's no instant gratification with this stuff. And I know that we say it all the time, but there won't be instant gratification if you go somewhere else either. If anything, and you do go somewhere else, make sure it's a legit project and a legit team, because there's so many scams in this space. We're not a scam. We're just here doing a project with a vision, busting our asses every day with a solid core and a solid team and a great vision. And in my personal opinion, the best BUSD reflection token on Pancake to date. That's where we're at, and that's where we're going to keep growing from. Like, we talking about coming out of the fire, we are going to, because we're not giving up. With that being said, I think H unit had to go take care of EverBaby. But if there's any questions, or if anybody has any feedback, or if they have anything in regards to staking and how that vote will happen, and then, or if you had any questions about the Super Bowl 100 billion token giveaway, you could ask that as well. Both of those will be posted in the chat at the conclusion of this AMA.
Yeah, well, I'm here. You were right. I did have to take care of EverBaby. That's awesome. She loves her EverReflect onesie.
Big shout out also to Dirty Mike and his crypto channel. If you guys haven't gone over there to subscribe yet, or if you have subscribed, post it. Post it on Facebook. Post it on Twitter. Go and let's blow this guy's subscriptions. He has become one of those alliances that we cannot thank him enough for the hard work that he puts in, and that he's also taking this to a whole new level of generating the amount of content and the amount of videos that he does is a lot of work. And he's doing it for not only our project, but he's doing it for a lot of other legit projects. So mad respect, mad props goes out to Dirty Mike. Make sure everybody's sharing his info. As Dirty Mike grows, EverReflect will grow. I promise you that. We get his subs up, our holders will go up. And it's interesting because people don't think that concept, but we grow the community. We benefit those people that are also growing. It collaboratively will work that we're all growing together. So no questions. Anyone? Here we go.
I have a question.
Oh, yeah. What's up,
Rob? Right. We're talking about having a vote on 3 options for what we're going to do with staking. I think what would be useful is to actually highlight the pros and cons of 3 options, so we can actually make an informed decision in which way we want to cast our vote.
Well, and honestly, pros and cons. We're gonna kind of be in the chat today because the vote function will only allow us to basically be able to put in those 3 options, and Telegram doesn't give you the criteria. But below the vote, that's exactly what we'll do. Is that we'll list basically the highlights of, all right, this is staking. It's still going to be in circulating supply, but you can get an APR. Burn, which everybody knows I'm a fan of because I like the fact that it lowers the liquidity pool ratio to market cap. If you're a numbers guy and if you watch a lot of tokens, and I bet a lot of other projects for our core, kind of the private group that helped found this, EP's original group, I look at that a lot. That is something because price impact to the chart. So we'll highlight all of those things as far as the pros and cons of staking. And keep in mind, it'll only be for these 10 trillion tokens that are opening up Thursday. It won't be for the subsequent other 65 trillion that are still locked. We're still going to give a lot of this stuff back to the community and see what the community sentiment is. Let's see here. Noodles. How are you doing, brother?
Oh, yeah. Not too bad. Yourself?
I'm good, man.
Good to talk to you finally.
Yeah, you too. Noodles is one of our in-house designers, and he does an amazing job. So,
yeah, I try. I just want to shout and just say that, like, I think yourself and the team are doing an absolutely incredible job. And I think people were expecting instant gratification, like you were saying, and that's not how this project is going. And there's so much behind the scenes that people aren't seeing that, every day you're grinding, doing work. And it's just nice to give that appreciation to you and to the team,
Well, thank you. Thank you. And especially in this stage, if you found your way from BSC, Scan, and Pancake, and then you've made the next step to start getting into like Dex sales and Pink Sale and some of these other launch pads, you're ahead of the curve more than if there's 2 million BSC wallets out there. How many of them are actually buying Pink Sales? And then how many of those are forging their ways to get onto whitelists of Pink Sales, or even before that, trying to get on private sales before the Pink Sale and before the whitelist? Like we're kind of more advanced. Like this is kind of the college course. And we get that with the first 4,000 or so people that are holders and the 4,000 that are in Telegram. Now it's the time that we need to go out and expand. We need to get new trust wallets. We need to get new MetaMask wallets. And I'm saying that for every token on BSC. We need to get the people that know Robinhood. We know the people that know how to use Coinbase and are familiar with Ethereum, but don't even understand Binance exists. That's where we can really expand. We're not looking to cannibalize on, Chris, I unmuted you, but Chris is a perfect example. MetaBUSD, the number of holders that they have in the project that they have, we don't need to cannibalize other holders. It's all the same people. We're all swapping them. Like, we need to be able to go out and expand BSC and get new people to help sign up the person like Irish Grandma Hands did to onboard them, and he had fixed his elevator. Or my brother's coworkers or my dad's coworkers, the people that have never even heard of Trust Wallet or ever heard of MetaMask or even understand the concept of a wallet. Like those are the people that everybody for the next year we're going to have to constantly keep working on. What up, Chris? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man. You really hit the nail on the head. If anybody watches any of the, especially you can even fine tune it more. Like, yes, we're in the BSC side of things, but even further, we're on the BSC BUSD side of things.
Right.
The reward token. So if you just pay attention to what launches are going on in the market, you'll see a direct impact on NBC or EverReflect's prices leading right up to the launch.
Yep.
The launch of that other token happens, and then profits do end up flowing back into EverReflect and NBC. But we need to break that cycle. We need to, grow right outside of this small space and into the mainstream, like you're talking about. And a portion of that is too starting with just reaching the other realms of BSC. There's still people that don't even do reward tokens. There's people that are die-hard self-reflecting tokens only and haven't even experienced the reward token side of things. It's crazy.
Right. And even when we talk, I was talking to Dave about this the other day, that even the massive, what we consider, the analogy of like Apple computers or Google, like we're kind of considering SafeMoon or a step down from that because of the holders, EGC, as kind of the top tier 2 tokens. And SafeMoon version 2 has 600,000 holders and EGC still at 130,000. That's still a small number total of humans, basically, that are controlling those wallets. Like, we need to be able to expand of thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that are into crypto, other aspects of, like you said, the BSC space, and continue to keep growing that for BUSD reward tokens as a whole, because we can't keep cannibalizing on each other. And that's the beauty of like Chris and I becoming friends, is that as alliances grow and partnerships grow, we can, in essence, collaborate on information and education and the knowledge that Chris has. He now is a part of the EverReflect family. Like, that's big, because if we're going to take on some of these other nefarious, bad actors that are in the space, you need solid alliances with legit smart people that want to be able to take on that challenge. And we're all here to take on that challenge.
Absolutely. I got to go. I just really wanted to stop in and say, great job, guys. Y'all are doing absolutely excellent. And just keep up the good work. I'm going to actually contact you here in a few minutes. There's been a small schedule change. Instead of Tuesday night, we're going to do Wednesday night. I'll send you the details.
So Wednesday night, what Chris is referencing is this massive roundtable that I know he's been working his butt off, because it's basically like lining up celebrity guest lists, and I'm not even the celebrity. I'm literally humbled that I even got invited. So, but the names and the people that'll be on his panel are massive. Huge impact, huge network of references. So we're humbled, and thanks for even including EverReflect, honestly.
You know what? And I should probably start linking y'all to, okay, so Wednesday, there will be an Adam Bergman video coming out. And then Friday, there will be a Crypto Atlas video coming out. And both of those will be about the EverReflect NBC partnership, as well as just general talking about primarily NBC, of course. But obviously, you guys are going to be mentioned and talked about in that.
Which opens up the door for us to do another. I mean, you don't. It takes connections to be able to get into the Adam Bergmans and the Crypto Atlas worlds. It doesn't just take money, folks. Like, money only goes so far when it's people that are damn busy, because they are highly sought after. And Chris has those connections, and we appreciate you even. I mean, that's just.
Dude, he's seriously not lying about that. You can have all the money you want to in the world, but there's some people, like, there's still plenty of people that don't talk to me. Like, I cannot get a hold of certain people, and it's just simply because they're so busy. They have so much going on, and why would they pay attention to me? That's what it boils down to.
Well, and you're one of the smartest devs I know, and in that space how sought after, highly respected, smart dev is. I've spoken to a couple of guys that have just helped me for 5 or 10 minutes, and you ask the question like, so is there anything else that, could we partner? Would you be willing to like take a look at this? And they're like, dude, you can't afford me. And it doesn't matter if it's 100 B&B. It could be 1,000 B&B, and they literally are just like, it's not money. Like I'm so committed to this aspect of my project, or I'm so tied in with this other project that money doesn't do you any good, because you just need to be able to build rapport. Why I go back to the community and the rapport stuff, why it's so critical. That's the only way you get into some of these core groups, and you're doing that for us. So thank you so very much, man.
It is funny that you mentioned that, because I think your crowd should know that as well. I don't work with everybody. No. I have a huge list of people that just don't fit the criteria. I might work with them still behind the scenes privately, but it just doesn't ever get mentioned publicly, because there's no utility fit for my project. And that's what's so great about EverReflect. We have great utility. We know we're going to do this. This is no doubt in our mind. And it's just a great partnership altogether. It's a perfect fit is the way I like to put it. Perfect.
Well, and the other, and we brought this up during our AMA before, you've been around the block. Like, I was joking that you're as old as Coach, and even though you're a lot younger, but as far as being in the crypto space, you are kind of one of those, the more knowledgeable, long timers, I guess you could say. And because you've been around the space for so long, for you to publicly associate not just your project, also your name, it takes a lot of trust and rapport before you're going to even put your name onto something and be in that space, because you've seen so much over so many years of being around this, that you can't just align yourself with everybody, because it could easily go south. And then you're associated.
Most of the time it does. Just for everybody to know, most of the time it goes south. It's rare to find. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Get off your Harley.
Some dude just like ripped right past my house. I'm sorry, guys.
Great. No, you're good. You're good.
But it is rare to actually find another true, honest, committed person to the community. And, I know that's what you guys got right here. And it's an awesome feature. All right, I got to go. I have my own AMA in a minute, but thank you guys for giving me a little bit of time. And
appreciate it.
I'll talk to you here shortly.
Yep, done and done. You have a great day. I saw Craig, and then I think I saw... I'll unmute you, Dirty Mike, and then I also saw somebody else. Craig, if you are still there, sorry, that was a little delayed. Hey, how are you?
You able to hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. I got one AirPod one AirPod just died. The other one is still kicking. So, hey man, you might recognize me from Tango's Discord at Stuff Gong. We've talked a couple times before.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hey, I got a technical question, and I got a suggestion for you. In regards to staking, you were saying like there'd be like 3 options. I think 2 of the options included like having 5 trillion in the staking pool and then 10 trillion in the staking pool. Is there any like benefit to having 10 trillion compared to 5 trillion in that pool?
Yeah, and so, and just to kind of clarify, it'll be 10 trillion into multiple pools. Okay. So go back to the analogy I had of there's 10 people with 1 million tokens, and 1 million tokens go into the pool. The more people that enter the staking pool, the more diluted the reward, because in staking, actually, the rewards are those tokens that the team gives, that puts into the staking pool. So if there's 10 million that are put into the staking, and the staking pool collectively has 1 million tokens, everybody gets 10%. So they'd get 100,000. Now, if the staking pool had 10 million and there was 10 million put into the staking pool, at the end, everybody still gets 10%. So everybody gets another 1 million. So the APR goes up with the more tokens that we put into those pools. But then, like I said, it'll still be in circulating supply as opposed to being burned where it's removed from circulating supply. But it's a nice benefit, especially where we're at with the price chart, that people might, hey, I want to hold on to this. I like the long-term vision of the token and what we're going to do with utilities. This gives me an opportunity to basically, it's not interest because we're not a security, we're a utility token, but you could take the utility token, put it into the staking pools, and get an APR at the end of those 30, 60, or 90 days.
Right. Yeah, I like the idea for long-term hold. I've bought at pre-sale. I haven't sold one token yet, so I just want to stick them somewhere so I can just keep earning something on top of BD. So that's pretty cool. I like the idea a lot. And then when you were talking about positivity and promoting EverReflect, I use Discord a lot. And man, to be honest, I stay away from the EverReflect Discord sometimes because it's a little negative. I was thinking maybe some kind of like purge on the Discord. Maybe I could help out with that, or I could offer my services to come in there and maybe promote positivity and get some of the people from launch who had a bad experience, because they still hang around and still kind of fud the project because they got hurt at launch, which I understand, but we just don't need that right now, you know?
Well, and if you got hurt at launch, I've said it before, send me your wallet or get in contact with somebody that's on the board. I would highly recommend messaging Sailorman. He's done a great job of learning how to be able to calculate that launch. If your launch price was over 10 million, we're basically airdropping. The process of me being able to get through all my Telegram or Discord direct messages, I don't have an assistant, so I have to do it personally. I would say get in touch with Sailorman on Telegram, have them send over the wallet address to him. He can do those calculations, or even if it's just another admin or board member, they can get in touch with me and come back to our channels. If you directly message me, it might not get to me. I'm just saying that, and it's not out of disrespect. It's just out of time feasibility. And yes, let's add you. Same thing with Sailorman. Message him. Sure. Let's get you in as an admin or a mod into the Discord. And we tried doing that AMA in Discord last time. We're going to go back to it. We're going to go back to doing Discord AMAs, and then we'll come back to Telegram AMAs. Like, we're going to grow that Discord group. I think it can be the next core foundation of community growth. And so I will be spending over the next couple of weeks less time in Telegram. Yeah, less time in Telegram, more time in Discord. That's a guarantee that EJ will be bulk coin over there in Discord, and I will be there more often.
Okay, cool. I'll get in touch with Sailorman and you, and we'll figure it out. Cool, man.
Thank you for having that willingness. So
yeah, bro, no problem.
Luca, you were the one that I was also. Let's go with. Yeah, Luca, you're unmuted. I'll get you in there. I'm not sure who else was right before that. But.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good.
Oh, I'm feeling good too, but I just finished my bachelor party, so I'm a little bit destroyed. And I was following the AMA, and I have a question for you, AJ. First, thank you for replying to me during these weeks to all my questions. And about the Super Bowl, what are the rules exactly to participate?
So the rules are basically you pick what and I can post it actually right now. There might be some edits that need to take place, but if you go into the EverReflect community chat right now, you can see the EverReflect 100 billion token Super Bowl giveaway that has just been posted. You pick what the final points will be for the Rams. You pick what the final points will be for the Bengals. And then at the end of the Super Bowl tonight, whoever has that exact score will win 100 billion tokens. If there's only one winner, 100 billion. If there's multiple winners, which there very well could be, this will expire tonight at, I believe it's 6. Let me see what time the Super Bowl the start time today is 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, which is, I guess that's 11:30 p.m. UTC. So that's the start. So it's only going to run until the beginning, or as everybody knows, if you watch the Super Bowl, they say it starts at 6:30 and then it'll start at like 7:30 or 8. But right, yeah, it's always takes way longer. What up, Dirty Mike? And so, but that promotion I did just post. We will make sure it's pinned, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So thank you, Luca.
Another thing, AJ, following what Noodles just said before, I suggest, as I suggested to you in the latest day, to explain more to the Telegram group, to the people, what are you doing right now in the process of the creation of the people don't really appreciate the big job you are doing, because you are working hard. You transmitted me this by chatting, but it's difficult for most of them, I think.
Yeah, and I'll try to. I mean, honestly, that's why we do multiple AMAs each week. So I would give the opportunity for the community to ask me questions. I won't be in Telegram as much, guys. I mean, the fact of the matter is I can't be working for you behind the scenes and then also in Telegram answering questions. I try to pop in there like I did last Sunday. I was in there for a bit the other day. I'll try to, but like it becomes we're a business. EverReflect Marketing LLC is a real company. So it comes down to this. Where is my time best utilized? My time best utilized is working with devs like Maverick from Brew Labs, and working with Stu on the NFTs, and working with our core of teams, being able to produce and pay for the YouTube ads, but then also run YouTube campaigns and press release campaigns. That's where a lot of my time is going to be spent. I apologize for it that it'll only be a couple hours that I can be in here explaining and answering questions, but that's reality. Because if you guys saw me as the CEO of EverReflect, and I don't care if you guys think that it's like personality wise, maybe you don't like me, or like the fussy hair, maybe you don't think that that's something that you support. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I have a pretty thick skin of 20 years of working in large scale events and in marketing for event planning. This is as legit as you're going to find in most projects. I know that we're already in the 99.9 percentile. With that being said, I also know that if I saw the CEO spending the majority of their time in Telegram or in Discord or on socials, you're going to question how much work is really getting done. You're not going to be able to see the fruition instantly. There's no way I can give daily updates. A lot of people have asked if I would do similar things, and for a man I highly respect, Sam at Evergrow Coin, the difference with me and Sam is there's a major gap from the team of devs he has to the hands-on work that I'm doing for our utilities. That is, and there's no disrespect with that being said. It's just a matter of I can't always be the PR person that Sam is, because one, he's incredible at it. But two, because I'm in the weeds and getting my hands dirty with so much of this utility, with so much of the staking and doing this process, we don't have the massive team of devs that they do. So we're building our team of devs by these alliances, and our core team is still busting their butt every day to be able to work on these utilities and to build a product that everybody is going to be able to use. We test. You guys saw that before our launch, that we launched 3 tokens of EverRef on the mainnet just to make sure that we knew how it was going to react. And so that's what we'll always do. That's the way that I've done my whole career, and that's the way that this project will continue to pursue. I will try to be in here as much as possible, but if I'm not, you don't have to worry that I'm not working or that I'm not behind the scenes working for all the holders, because I, without 1,000%, definitely am.
Yeah, I mean, I perfectly understand, because I ran 2 businesses in the last 10 years, and so I perfectly understand. And this is why I try to answer all the time in the TG channel to everyone who start with negative things and so on. Because everyone here is free. Okay, so if you don't really like the project, you don't like the process, you are free to go. It's It's something we lose, because it's a long-term project, and you have to know that. You have to understand that. If you don't understand, I'm sorry, because it's a business. It's not like a game for kids. I perfectly understand, AJ. So keep going. I'm with you.
And I'm not going to give most people will tag me if it's on the critical side or if it's on the FUD side. I think that people are starting to see my demeanor in the Telegram chat, that I'm not going to give you much of a platform. If you're lucky enough that I will respond to kind of a toxic comment, it will be thank you. And then we'll leave it at that, because I'm not going to give people a platform in our house, basically, to be able to complain about our house. That's really what comes down to. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not going to. Yep, and we're not doing that. Like, I'm going to always reiterate, it's going to be back to positivity. It's going to be back to the next event, like the roundtable on Wednesday. Cool. If you're not happy today, check out the roundtable on Wednesday. It's going to blow your mind. Or check out Thursday when the community votes if we're going to implement the staking or not. Like, it's always the next thing. That's what we're always leading up to. That's what we're always promoting, and that's what we'll always. That's what we're going to celebrate. Honestly, Makuba. I believe I got that
good
right.
Day. Yes,
good day. How are you?
I'm okay, thanks. And you? Okay, just funny, not funny. I'm not figure out. I just joined now. I missed about where you say people we had a problem with the launch. Do we should I send the wallet address?
Yeah, send that to Sailor Man.
Sailor.
Yep. Sailor Man, one of the admins and kind of the chief security officer that's in our Telegram. I think that's his title. Shoot him a message with your wallet. He'll get in contact with me. We'll run the metrics. If it's over a 10 million market cap, then we're airdropping into those people that had it. If you've sold all the tokens, then we're not going to do that. If you bought at a 3 million market cap or a 6 million market cap, because sometimes people don't know how to calculate it, we'll take you through the Excel spreadsheet, show you how to calculate what was the amount you bought at, what was the price, what was taxed, and what was the market cap, and what was the price.
Okay. So I also want to ask, I think at the moment, we don't have much information what utility are working on. If you can update us also on in the Twitter or in the Telegram, what we can expect, because I do ask a question when utility is coming, what kind of utility to expect? We don't have much
read the
information.
White paper. I would say read the white paper, because we're not changing the parameters that we wrote out in November and December. Utilities are coming, BSC chart second quarter, live NFT ticket platform third quarter. So the concept of our doing this launch was to get the funds to be able to basically build all of these utilities. Like, we were very transparent at the beginning, putting in, our group of early holders, you could say, that gave us the BNB to be able to launch the project wasn't enough to be able to build all of those utilities. That was where the launch came from. It was to be able to fund the project builds. And those are the two updates. Like, we are working with DGEM to be able to help develop the BSC chart. And then Stu and I are working hand in hand to be able to not only build the NFT ticket platform, but to produce in mass amounts NFTs that for ticketing. And that production process, as anybody will tell you, if you're mass producing NFTs, is a big gap between just producing a single NFT and producing 10,000 of different NFTs, all similar for one event or for one project.
Okay,
but
thank you.
I would say take to read the white paper, because that will give you a very good concept of that roadmap. I think Stu's also going to be adding the roadmap to the website. But the project, as it was laid out before launch, through launch, and to this day, that's still the roadmap. That's still the path. The only actual deviation that we've had up until this point is putting out this community vote for the 10 trillion for potential staking, because we had not we had allocated that all for burn, and we said that there would be the potential for people to our community to vote on it. So this would be the first deviation, that we thought staking was going to come much later in the year. Now that volume has slowed down and that where the price is currently, we thought that implementing the staking and leaving it up to the community, this was the right time. This was the correct decision, and to leave it up to the community to let us know, hey, should we keep burning, or should we burn and stake, or should we just stake all these tokens on Thursday?
Okay, thank you for the feedback.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, heck yeah, dude, without a doubt. You better. I mean, I wouldn't block your cell phone text, but I would probably not respond until Monday if you said you were going for the Bengals. I mean, it's just for a day. Yep, for sure. And it is. I mean, you know, I've said it. My respect for Chris from MetaVUSD is immense. He has a lot more connections than I have, because he's been in the space much more, just longer. But like an Adam Bergman, a Crypto Atlas, like those guys don't just they don't work for everybody, and they won't necessarily, like I said, money isn't always the critical factor for those guys, because they're right. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is big for us to be able to even get a voice and a mic to be able to be there in that conversation with them, because they're not going to always take your phone calls. So if we can get into a boardroom where we're actually having a conversation with all of them, it's massive for us. And massive. Roundtable Wednesday will be probably the biggest event that EverReflect has ever been a part of since launch. Hands down. It will be our biggest event up until this point. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Yep. Oh, for sure. Yep. And rapport. You're doing a great job. Go subscribe to Dirty My Crypto. Any other questions? I think we have gone about an hour now, so that's usually pretty good for us to be able to save and upload to YouTube, and we'll get this on there later today. So once again, if there's no other questions, we will wrap up this AMA. Thank you, everybody, for taking out your Sunday. Hey, Sailor.
Yes, there have been many reports of this sweep widget having a spam, the thing with the sweep widgets, spam, anti-spam system. Many people, yes.
Okay, well, we'll get to that after I can't hang up and fix it, but we'll be on it to make sure that the sweep widget is working properly. So. Any other questions or anything else? Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys. Once again, there will be a Telegram vote for the staking and versus the burn, the Super Bowl sweep widget, and then also the EP biggest buy